Hey guys, well, you know me. I'd like to introduce you to this little guy who's, you know his name. His name is Kylo Ren, and I made him thanks to Admiral Ackbar, who also shows you how to make Boba Fett and a bunch of little origami things, and he does give his thoughts also on Reylo, and I will link to his channel, to the video of this Kylo Ren, and to his Reylo feels. So yes, he did teach us how to make the cape longer, but I managed to fold it like this to make it shorter. And I also just drew the lightsaber because I'm sort of lazy, and I also made him a little Kylo Ren face like he does too. I think his came out better, but you guys should definitely check it out. And yes, so let's move on with what we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about this little guy with another little person who I have not done yet, but Reylo. I know I have covered this topic on 2 other videos. If you haven't checked them out, you should check them out before you think I'm about to disrespect Reylo. Now, I think I have been very forthcoming with all the Reylo evidence and theories, and I have accepted it well, and now I wish to get deeper into why I think Reylo shouldn't happen. Let's start this off. The Star Wars prequels. We all know the prequels. Now, I do not have anything against the prequels, but I know people do. And yesterday, watching the original trilogy again, I sort of realized why. The original trilogy focuses so much on action and so much on Luke, and where Han and Leia, and also Luke at first, love triangle was not really the focus. It was sort of a side story again. Whereas in the prequels, it became, in the first episode, it was a side story. But in the second episode, it became the main focus. And in the third episode, it also became a very central part of the movie because Anakin was trying to save Padme from dying. So what does this have to do with Reylo? Well, I know the Hayden Christensen and Natalie Portman were very badly judged for their roles as Padme and Anakin because people said it was dry acting. Now I don't agree with this, and I don't think that will be the case with Adam Driver and Daisy Ridley because they are both amazing actors. Again, if people do not like how their situation flows, it will have to do more with the fact that Star Wars, everyone loves the Star Wars trilogy, and it will have to do with the fact that they don't want a love story. Star Wars is Star Wars, and it focuses on wars, and I personally, this is why I want Rey to be Skywalker so badly, is because Star Wars has always had that family focus. First it was with Darth Vader and Luke and Darth Vader, and then Luke and his sister and Darth Vader, and then going back to the prequels, it was, in a way, yes, Anakin and Padme, but Anakin and Padme didn't work so well, and that is the fear with the sequel trilogy, that Kylo Ren and Rey are already the focus. If this turns into a love story, then the whole movie will turn into a love story if it is not done right. So yes, that is why I believe that if this next trilogy is going to focus on Kylo Ren's redemption through his love for Rey, then it has to be done correctly, or else Star Wars fanbase is gonna lose a lot of its followers. And I know some of you are like, well, whoever doesn't like this, they should just leave. It's not like that. Just as it is a universe, something very important to you is a universe for a whole bunch of other people, and I think it's important to respect that. Now I know Star Wars fans are like the whiniest people, and that's understandable because we are people. But if this is something important to someone, then it needs to be taken seriously, and I know you can never please everyone, so obviously the Star Wars producers won't try to please everyone, but they won't try to make Star Wars a love story when it is not a love story. It has been a story about familial love and not of another type of love. Now again, this could work if they focus it more on Kylo Ren's redemption for him than if they focused it more on Rey. But now that we are introduced to Rey, it's impossible for us to lose her out of our sight or think of her as something less. So that is why either Rey will have to be paired up with Kylo Ren in a romantic way, or she will have to be a Skywalker. Now, I will always opt for her to be a Skywalker because I am biased. And again, Luke is my favorite, and yes, I know that the argument is that this has to be about Skywalker, so Kylo Ren must reproduce. Well, you know what? He can find someone else that isn't my beautiful Rey, okay? Honestly, I know some people are very unhappy with Kylo Ren, and I will do that in another video as to why they are so unhappy with him the same way they were unhappy with Anakin, because he is sort of incomplete. But again, so I do love Kylo Ren, so that I would pair them up. But I again am more biased towards Rey needs to be a Skywalker, because I mean that's what they've been selling to us from the beginning. I think the first trailer that they released was the one where Luke was talking to someone, which it was the same conversation he had with Leia, where he revealed to her that she was his sister. Now, this could be taken both ways. I mean, it's a very interesting way if you think about it, that the conversation he was having was actually with younger Ben, but it seemed to be focused on Rey because that's who they showed on the screen. Also, I know, again, going to Rey's not a Skywalker. Rey was from the starting sketching part of Star Wars Episode 7, she was meant to be just a child called Kira who had been left on Jakku, and no one but Kira was important, and her family was definitely not important because she ended up making a name for herself. Now I think that's an important lesson and all that, but again, she needs to be a Skywalker, and I will die if she's not a Skywalker. But yes, again, that's what I feel has been sold to us from the beginning. Again, I did talk about the posters that was subliminally Rey is a parallel to Kylo Ren. So I'm not being biased. I'm just giving out information as to why I think this would work out better if Rey was a Skywalker, and why I think it wouldn't work out if she was Kylo Ren's love interest. There's no way to deny that the prequels and the sequels are very different from their essence. The originals were not planned. They were sort of winged, because first it was only supposed to be Star Wars, and then obviously you want to make more money, so you make a second one after it did so well. And yes, that's where the idea of Anakin or Darth Vader being Luke's father came from. And then the third one, we were introduced to the fact that Leia was Luke's sister. So yes, that is one aspect of the originals. Now, the prequels were mapped out from the beginning. They were supposed to be the story of Anakin Skywalker, his fall, and I think that since it was supposed to be a predecessor of something so great as the originals, that many people were let down. Now, there is a great Star Wars The Force Awakens movie review by Chris Stuckmann, which I will link below, that talks about how Star Wars movies are not really all that different from each other. So yes, you should definitely check that out. So yes, guys, that is it. I really needed to rant about this, so this will not be edited, but if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you enjoyed it, of course, please let me know in the comments below what you think of Reylo and what you expect, and subscribe if you haven't. Sorry, it's a little sad. It's because I respect the fact that some of you really want Reylo to happen, but I also wish for some of you to respect the fact that I really don't want it to happen, and if it does happen, I really hope it is done correctly. So yes, subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys soon. Bye. my beautiful Star Destroyers.